Hello everyone, welcome to The Vent. I'm your host Alex Sigrist, and today I'm here with natural bodybuilder Heslin Kim. Welcome.
What up everybody? How's it going?
Full disclosure, I went to a buffet with him right before this, and 31 servings of meat for two of us?
Only 31.
Only 31.
Split between two people, so
it was like an off day.
15, 16
like
portions.
That went straight to your muscles.
I don't know. Did it?
I'm just a little mad that, our director...
I think it went straight to my stomach because
our director's lighting makes you look strong and me
right
look...
now.
Yeah, oh my God. Anyway.
It's off season though, so we were all good.
Off season meaning?
Off season. In season is during competitive season for bodybuilding, and you're focused specifically on the goal of getting leaner. Mm-hmm. Off season, you're gaining weight, trying to put on muscle, eating.
Is that what people call bulking?
31
the bulking phase.
Plates of meat. Bulking phase, yeah. I don't like to phrase it like that because bulking implies that you're going to eat whatever you want and just put on a ton of mass. Whereas, a question that was asked to me a little bit earlier was, I was telling someone I was on off season, they were like, well, how long is that? And I said 2 years, and they were a little bit surprised. 2 years, like an off season,
surprised.
2 years. But yeah, that's like how long I would take for growing.
Okay. I had this question at the buffet. Have you ever been kicked out of a buffet in Korea?
I've only been kicked out of 2 buffets in Korea.
Only 2?
Only 2.
One being what?
One was a chicken buffet. They gave like different chicken breasts, different sauces, teriyaki, garlic, barbecue, things like that.
How much did that cost?
That was like roughly $9. So
okay,
it was
$9 a person.
Good.
And how many
$9
plates
a person.
did you have?
Had 13 plates between me and another person, and they were like, "Please don't come back ever again." they were trying to get me out of there as fast as possible. Obviously, in Korea, they want you to drink beer with the chicken, but we weren't having that.
Because you're being healthy.
Being healthy, trying to make gains. Can't make gains when you're drinking, so.
Oh man.
That was brutal. And then another place was a tuna buffet, and I had, I don't know, 10 plates of tuna or something. They kept trying to give me those little filler dishes, like here's your little like sashimi rice roll, here's your bowl of porridge.
No.
That's just filler. Trying to make you full quickly in between each meal, little portion.
So that they can afford to feed you.
I just came here for tuna. And then they cut me off. They're like, okay, we can't give you any more tuna. And then I got in an argument with the guy, but my Korean's not good enough. Like, you said this is a buffet. Doesn't a buffet mean you can eat as much as you want? I want more tuna. And they was like, no, you're gonna have to pay for more. My friend felt bad because it's like we were the only 2 people in the restaurant. Obviously the guy's like not doing that well. But come on, you got a buffet, so give me that tuna.
That's a great rant. That's a great vent. I guess we're done. All right, cool.
So those are two times I've been kicked out. Other times it's like, the food just gets too much, and it's like up to here, and I just the capacity.
Then you have to you kick yourself out.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The food kicks itself out usually.
All right, so you don't seem angry about that. The question, okay, this is probably going to be on our title for the YouTube video. Are you natural?
What do you think?
I knew you 6-7 years ago. I've known you, and we kind of have lost touch and caught back, and I think you're natural.
Well, the consensus
is
that I'm juicy.
Wait, juicy or juicing? What say juicing?
That's what people on Reddit say.
They call it juicy.
Yeah, that person's juicy. He's a juicer. He's juicing as a verb.
That's for PED, right?
Using PEDs
What's PED
or
stand
steroids.
For?
PEDs is performance-enhancing drugs.
Okay,
that's so anything that's going to make you better.
What we hear about in the Olympics when they're testing people.
Yeah, everything Lance Armstrong did, Mark McGuire, those guys.
So just for comparison, steroids is illegal, but something like creatine is totally fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
But I'm natural, yes. Let's re-clarify. I'm 100% natural. Let's never used PEDs.
No, I believe you.
Because I have trolling a little bit.
I've seen the pictures. We'll put the picture up right now. It'll be in front of our faces somewhere on the internets.
Wow.
Oh,
look at those gains.
Dang, gains.
That's only 6 years progress.
That's only 6 years progress. And
you can do it too.
Only for $9.99 a month. And that's it. So,
50.
But I believe you because that's 6 years. So someone like me who doesn't work out as much, or just like the average person, we have like this false assumption that that's 2 years of gains, but that's 6 years of Quickly, what did you change in your diet, in your regimen? What did you give up? Quickly tell us.
I think the biggest, the things that made the most impact the quickest that I started making progress, because I've been working out since I was 13. So I'd been spinning my wheels the whole time, like, why the hell am I not as big as these other dudes in the gym, going just as often as they are? You know, I feel like I'm putting in 100% effort, but why am I not getting the gains that I should be? And what I realized, I followed this program on bodybuilding.com called, it's Chris Gethin's 12-week trainer. And what he does is go through every day through like a blog and vlog of his workout. He also goes through his nutrition, his diet, his training, and you see the intensity that he puts in, first of all, and also like how much effort he puts in outside the gym. So I had always considered, okay, I'm putting in 100% in the gym, then I don't need to care as much about like what I do outside the gym. But think about it, if you're in the gym for an hour a day, what do you do in the other 23 hours?
TV, YouTube.
Is that helping you grow?
No.
No. So you got to like optimize those other 23 hours.
I needed that relaxing time, the relaxation. No.
Yeah, that's good
So
too.
you fixed your whole life basically.
Yeah, it's
Do you socialize? Do you drink alcohol anymore? Do you
24/7 lifestyle?
So you don't. I take
socialization dropped off pretty hard. Stopped drinking. You know, in Korea it's a big. We have the highest alcoholism rate in the world. 14 shots in 2015 per head per capita person. Yeah.
And that's beating Russia.
Beating Russia. So you know it's hard to socialize here, but. You know, I created a community around myself of other lifters, other bodybuilders, and other people interested in lifting, so that those are the people that I pretty much hang out with all the time. Those are the people I talk with. You know, it's easier to form a community, a niche around something you like if other people are interested in that too. So that's an important thing that you would need for progress. And so it's that 24/7 commitment. Right. It's also like the amount of protein you eat. I'm not gonna lie. I upped my protein significantly, and then I started seeing the progress along with the 24/7 lifestyle.
Today was hard.
Along with the
all that
more intensity training. Dude. 31 plates of meat. I don't expect you to get to that. It's hard. You gotta like force feed yourself to eat that much. It's brutal at first. It's like I don't want to puke. Are you serious? Is this gonna happen?
So, I think you've made your case. You've told people what you do. Whether they believe you or not is another story. Do people online believe you when they see the before and after, and you say I'm natural?
I think if someone looks better than me, they'll look at me and say, he's natural.
So most people say you're not natural. What you're saying. So like the first time you saw that online, what did that make you feel? Like the first time it started popping up?
The first time it started popping up, I was like, hell yeah, making gains. Like I look great, right? And back then I used to want to wear tank tops all the time, real tight shirts, like show it off what I got, right? Then like a couple years later, when that started escalating, and those comments became a lot more frequent, and like let's say to the point where it is now, it's just like, well, it got to a point where I was getting kind of angry about it, where it's like
80%
you're disregarding all the work that I did up until this point, and just saying that like I did steroids and all right, whatever, like none of your work counts, it doesn't matter, like all that time, all that socialization you gave up, quitting drinking, like going on 6-month diets where you didn't cheat any, that kind of stuff, like I did that all for nothing, like just so people would disregard it and say I was on steroids. That kind of pissed me off. But no, like, you know, I forgot. Where's my train of thought?
I want you to look at one of those comments. You pointed this out before. This was an interesting comment that we have right here. Read your favorite parts.
So I posted these transformation pictures on Reddit. I thought it was a good way to inspire people. And also, I'm not going to lie, for self-promotion on Instagram. Hey, they like my transformation photo, they'll come follow me. A lot of people made a lot of weird assumptions about why I posted it. A couple of them were like, he's trying to get more clients for his online coaching company. That was like in the back of my head, but not the reason I was posting it. The biggest reason I was posting is for inspiration for people. For me, I was like, always wanted to know what I could actually attain.
Is this about that same photo we had earlier? The 6-year transformation photo we're talking about?
Yeah, the same photo. Okay, so one of the things, you know, one guy comes up with, he's like, don't let his weight fool you. Not everyone is genetically predisposed to becoming massive on steroids. He is absolutely on gear. This guy goes through my history through Instagram, and he pulls up 3 different photos and gives clear examples. He did research.
And should go to like get a master's degree.
He links it and then gives reasons for each example of like why it's clear of the staggering inconsistencies in his physique over time. It's up and down, all around, in a bizarre roller coaster indicative of cycling.
These guys have a lot of time on their hands.
As you can see, it's a pretty long post. This whole Reddit thread was
80%
like
haterade,
250 posts.
90% haterade.
I'd say on this forum it was like 90%. This one other guy goes into like the human theory of mind, and then like psychologically explaining me telling people I'm natural on this post about how I'm not actually natural, and that it's a way to explain make emotional appeals, which makes no sense. I don't know. Like these people go into the most extreme detail.
Someone who can really drink 5 bottles of soju isn't going to brag about drinking 5 bottles of soju.
If they say they can drink 5 bottles of soju, then he's lying.
He's faking.
He can probably only drink 3.
The fruit soju at best.
Yeah.
So, okay, I gotta press you then. So you've been the butt end of those comments. Have you ever looked at people though and been like equally as judgmental? Like, how do you know? Like, have you done that to people?
Okay, from 13 all the way until still.
Until today. So you still do it.
Yeah.
You know better, but you do it.
I look at people who say they're natural, and if they're bigger than me, then I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's possible. And then the whole time that I've been growing, the same thing. Still. But then it's cool. There has been the circumstance where I look at someone like from 4 years ago who I thought there's no way they're natural. And now I've gotten to the point in my career and size-wise where I look at the person now, or pictures that I used to look at and be like, whoa, okay, I can believe they're natural now.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I remember originally starting off right when I got really serious and quit drinking and stuff, that I wanted to look like Ryan Reynolds in Amityville Horror and Brad Pitt in Fight Club. And those were my 2 goals.
They're not that big.
They weren't that big, but they were like, I wasn't that big then. They were like, they had great proportions and physique and aesthetics, and I was like, I want to look like that. And then I forgot about that, and I came across one of the pictures randomly from like the Brad Pitt Fight Club picture, and then that came to my mind. Like, I remember that was my target at like right when I first started getting really serious and lifting, and then I was like, he looks like I like blow him out of the water right now. I was like, dang, I here's my goal, and I just like totally overtook it, went Super Saiyan on it. Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, back to the natty thing. Like I look at other, I look at other guys, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, that's dubious. Like, but then I don't know, if I train for another, because some of the guys have been like 10, 12 years saying they're natty, and they look incredible. And I'm like, okay, I'm at like 6 years really serious, and I'm like pushing into 7 years now, really serious training. If I go for another 3, 5 years, what can I really achieve?
So this will be the last kind of main point of it. Is there ever a situation where you'll think, you know what, I've peaked, there's nothing more for me to gain, I'm going to step off the natural bandwagon? Will that point ever come? Could it come? Might it not come?
It could, could definitely come. I've been considering it the whole time.
Really? So it's always like a temptation, right?
It's always a temptation, Yeah. It's like a beautiful girl that's always asking you to come over. And you're like, I could go over to her house, but I shouldn't because I got a girlfriend.
I was wondering where you're going with that. If there's no girlfriend, what's the problem?
That situation does not happen, but...
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The temptation is always there.
It's always there. It's like, how much would you like to see yourself improve, 3 times as fast as you would otherwise? So it's like a great,
You're saying
it's
then
awesome way to blow up.
What's your motivation then? Your motivation for staying right now? You're like, why are you staying natural?
Staying natural. I've seen people go through use before, and all the downsides, all the side effects and negatives that they've had with that. And that was around the point where I started really considering it. And then I was also looking at the guys who were using that I knew, and I was like, if they don't watch this, you guys, because I don't want them to feel bad or like, you know, I thought I looked better than they did already, like it's still natural. And I was like, why do I need to use if I still look better than guys who do use?
So if you look good now and then you use, but you still look better than someone, you now cannot claim natural title. There's a little bit of pride in being like, I'm natural.
And okay, there is a big pride aspect about it. Like, I've put in this much work, stayed natural, and still got to this size. And now I can outdo some dudes who have been using for like 2 or 3 years. I don't know if I can outdo guys 6 years deep, just as much invested time and using gear. There's not really a way to blow those guys out of the water. They're like 13, 14 years natural, or even way past what is even possible. But you know, I've stepped on stage with guys who are clearly not natural, and I've done better than I've beat some of them. Yeah, the guys who have like the great proportions and genetics and are using, they're like light years above me. But the guys who are using, maybe they've only got like a year or two of training under their belt.
You got them.
I got them. But man, it is crazy frustrating to meet someone backstage who looks incredible and be like, hey man, how long you been training? They're like a year, 2 years. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. And they're like, how long have you been training? And I was like, you know, since I was 13. 17 years.
All right.
And you've been training what? A year? That's pretty sweet progress. And so, of course, that's going to be tempting.
Yeah.
17 years versus a year. That's like, you know, would you rather make $1 million right now or spread it all across through your whole life? And you could choose either, right?
But one of them's going to get you hurt, potentially.
Yeah, well, if you have $1 million at once, all your friends are going to be like, give me some money, like, you know.
All right, so
more money, more problems.
Who is the most, last question, who's the most frustrating group of people to deal with? Is it the trolls who write long diatribes about you being fake? Is it the people who are beating you just because they're using, or is it someone else? Like where do you get most frustrated with those groups? Is it people that yell at you and say you're fake, or is it people who beat you because they are using?
I think I've come to terms with all of it. Like the people who I'm going to compete against that are using, all right, it's whatever. Like I'm just going to eventually go. In Korea, they don't have natural federations, so that's where I'm going to go. In the U.S. and like other East, like South Pacific or Hong Kong, they got fully natural, water-tested, lie detector tests, all kinds of stuff. Really thorough drug tests.
So you're at peace.
So I'm at peace with the competing factor. I know I'll never be like on the Olympia stage.
You'll never be on the Olympia stage. And
if I use, I would. I think
you
I
would
could.
be?
I think I would.
I didn't mean to change your mind.
I would take it next level.
In this interview. I want to push you one way or the other.
If I did use, I think I could make it to Olympia level. Right. But I think I'm going to go for WNBF Pro Card, which is the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation.
Sure.
And that's where I want to go. It's like, you know, proof that I'm natty. They are so intense about the drug testing. I mean, I don't know if I could prove it anymore. But what else was the other thing? Will I use?
No. Are you angry
Am I angry at anybody? Oh, and the trolls.
The trolls.
You know, I used to be one of them too. So I can't hate on them. I used to look at people and be like, there's no way he's natural. That's BS. I even like private messaged some dudes before. A lot of people. And I'm like, is this really possible? Obviously, none of them are going to tell some stranger online like, yeah, I'm on gear. I was lying. Like,
oh, man.
Right? But the same argument could be used for me. So
sure.
Whatever. I come to terms with it. I'm not really frustrated about either of those situations. It's just funny that people would put so much effort into trying to figure out if I use or not.
Like you did.
Like I did. But I know it's because that people have this expectation that's like, I'm going to put 100% of my time and effort into this thing. Am I going to see results? And if they're clearly not going to see results and they're going to be like limited to this degree without using steroids, they're going to be like, why would I put in 100% of my time, give up drinking, give up hanging with friends, give up, eating all the junk food I want to eat, and not going out on the weekends and working out instead, spending less time with my family and girlfriend or boyfriend. Why would I do that if like this is as good as it could be? So that's why people get so mad at people who say they're natural and aren't.
They're mad at the situation, not at the person.
They're mad at their situation about investing the amount of time that they want to. and like not believing it's possible for them. So it's just them getting angry about the situation they're in, about like, you know, the commitment and not wanting to go full in without having any guarantee that that's what's going to happen.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And as always, we will give our audience the final word and let them decide for themselves, of course. We'll throw down your Instagram link and they can
Drop a comment below.
troll through all those pictures.
100% natty juice, baby.
All right, guys. That's it. The last comment is yours. We're out.
Peace.